Immaculate is a 2024 American psychological horror film directed by Michael Mohan from a screenplay by Andrew Lobel and starring Sidney Sweeney, Alvaro Morte, Benedetta Porcarelli, Dora Romano, Giorgio Colangeli, and Simona Tabasco. I saw this a couple of days ago and I thought that this was a quite good movie. A quite good horror movie for not all horror audiences, but if you like more subdued horror, then you will like this. And by subdued I don't mean PG-13, because this is very far from PG-13. There are things that happen that some audiences won't be able to watch and will be quite surprised by. If you haven't seen this, I will be going over the movie, so there will be spoilers. A nun by the name Sister Mary sneaks into a superior's bedroom at night and steals a bunch of keys to escape through the locked gates at the convent. She is captured and knocked unconscious by three hooded figures. She later wakes up in a coffin and is buried alive. Then we cut to Sister Cecilia, who is our main character in this movie. Sister Cecilia turned to religion at a young age after she nearly drowned in a frozen lake and was declared dead for 7 minutes for a purpose. She receives an invitation from Father Sal Tedeschi to join an exclusive convent in Italy that tends to dying nuns in their last days. She befriends Gwen and is struck by certain oddities, such as an older nun having scars on her feet in the shape of crosses, and a nail said to have been taken from the cross on which Jesus was crucified. Cecilia is shocked to learn that she is pregnant, even though she is a virgin and has never had relations with a man. The convent's inhabitants begin to treat her as the next Virgin Mary. Another nun tries to drown Cecilia, saying that it should have been her. Cecilia throws up one of her own teeth. Her request to be taken to a proper hospital is denied. Isabella kills herself by jumping off the convent's roof. Gwen publicly chastises the convent superiors before being bundled away by Father Tedeschi and the deacon Enzo. Cecilia breaks open a drawer to read her file and is shocked to find information on the accident in her childhood. She ventures further and is horrified to witness the hooded figures cutting out Gwen's tongue. She also discovers a strange laboratory in the basement with jars containing monstrous-looking fetuses. Cecilia tries to escape the convent by faking a miscarriage, using a dead chicken, but the deception is exposed. She attempts to run before being forcibly brought back by Tedeschi and Enzo. Tedeschi explains that he was a geneticist before becoming a priest and used the DNA samples taken from the crucifixion nail to create a new Jesus, though it took 20 years until he had his success with Cecilia. Cecilia makes another attempt to escape with her crucifix. Her water then breaks. She manages to strangle the cardinal with her rosary before dousing Tedeschi's lamp in ethanol. Tedeschi arrives and tries to stop her through physical force, but Cecilia narrowly escapes by igniting the ethanol that was in one of the clear jars with a lighter. Cecilia is forced to flee into the catacombs under the convent. Tedeschi almost cuts Cecilia's stomach open before she stabs him in the throat with the crucifixion nail. Cecilia agonizingly gives birth through the umbilical cord herself. Cecilia is clearly horrified by the sight of the baby. She grabs a nearby rock. The film then cuts to black, where a scream and a sickly thud ensue. So it's a very brutal movie. It's not for everyone. But I do think it's a well-made movie. It's more of a slow burn type of movie, and it's more about religious themes than having you sit on the edge of your seat every 5 minutes. It is a crazy movie with a story that kind of requires you to know some background story. Sidney Sweeney is great in her role, so are the other actors in the film. The film is scaled down in style. Instead, we get confined places and dark areas with not much design to them. The writer and director of this definitely do take a risk with this. The ending is something very brutal and will not go over well with everyone. Well, it doesn't go over well for me either, but it is a movie, and movies are there to be told, no matter the subject matter. And there are movies that want to test the audience, and this is definitely one of them. The cinematography and editing is of the highest level. There is some great camera work when it comes to the camera movement and the lighting, which adds a great atmosphere to the movie itself. The performances are overall good from everyone in the cast. Even though not all of them get much to work with their characters. The supporting characters are more like underwritten, but the main character is okay, I think. You at least understand why she is in the situation she is, and you get to kind of feel for her too in some places in the movie, even though she does do some horrible things by the end of it. Like I said earlier, this movie will not be for everyone. It's brutal and it's very surprising. The team behind this movie really went to some places that are a bit questionable, but it's a well-told story. It does use Bible references to its advantage. At least when it comes to making this movie and writing the script and making the story work. It's a movie that is more the type of The Witch and The Babadook and some other A24 titles. If you don't know anything about this story in particular, you will kind of get lost in the movie too. And if you get easily triggered, you shouldn't really watch this movie. There is a lot of gore and there are things that happen that are very out there. But I do still recommend it, it's well made. I would have appreciated more better character writing for some of the other characters aside from the lead character and some couple of other characters too. Many of them are thin when it comes to the writing. And also I feel that the movie kind of feels a bit too short. It is a short movie, but it also feels short, so there was some pacing issues too. But overall I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. I want to hit 100 subscribers this year, so if you liked this video, please like, share and subscribe. This has been Boogeyman Cinema. Thank you for watching. If you have seen Immaculate, please let me know what you thought in the comments.